This video is part of a live stream I did recently talking about the most recent firmware update for the OBSBOT Talent. If you'd like to watch the entire live stream, there's a link in the description. So let's start with my setup for this stream. I am streaming with the OBSBOT Talent. Main camera is the GH6 going into the OBSBOT Talent via HDMI. I have an overhead camera, which is my GH6, and this is, let's say, a very extensive setup due to the issues I'm having with the GH6. Then we've got some OBSBOT tail airs. I'll talk about all this in a second. This is also an OBSBOT tail air revealing my studio, and another tail air revealing me from a different angle. Audio is going via the Rode pod mic into my DLZ creator, over here, into the OBSBOT Talent. And I've set a 100 millisecond delay on the DLZ creator to get lip sync with the video. Right, updates. So the OBSBOT Talent has gotten several updates now, and the most recent one is version 3. In the thumbnail it says 3.0, but it's 3 point something X. And there are several additions, and I want to highlight some of them. First of which is they have added preset scenes, and I'm going to show you that. So let's go to the scenes. I've got several scenes set up for this stream, obviously. But if I now add a scene, we can now add a multi-view as a scene. And we have several layouts to choose from. So let's say I pick this one and I add my main camera, and let's say I have someone else on the stream. Which will happen in the new year. I've got some a very interesting guest that I'm planning on having on the live stream. But now let's add the, hit 2 and then add the other source, continue. And now we have this as a scene, and we can put a frame on it or whatever, all the stuff that was already there. We can adjust the audio levels. And if we go to advanced, we can also give it a label, flip it horizontally and vertically. And we can add transitions, chroma key, PTZ control if it's a compatible camera. That was already there for scenes already. But yeah, we can now add multi-view. So let's switch to that scene. There is a limit to this, to the multi-view, because you can only add up to 3 video sources. So if we go back into the edit menu and adjust the layout, or maybe let's make a new one. So add a scene, multi-view. And then let's say we pick the layout with 4 boxes. Then we can add HDMI 1 into 1, HDMI 2 into 2, and then another video source in 3. And then if we try to add another video source in 4, it says you can only add up to 3 sources with video signal. So keep that in mind. It's limited to 3 video sources. But it's nice that we can add a multi-view as a scene. And there's obviously the other ones that were already there, and a custom one where you can just organize your own scene and add sources. The next one has to do with GFX. So we have the GFX menu right here. And this all looks the same as before, but if we hit the plus, we have a custom one, but what it's mostly about is that we can add, let's get the OBSBOT logo, for example. We have more transition types. There were already some transitions, but we've got more transitions now, which is great if you use that for animations, for things like logos. So let's just pick one, expand, and then the out animation. So if I now hit this animation, we've got, oh, that's because it's shooting the right. Let's pick a different scene so that we don't have the infinite OBSBOT logo there, like that. And then we have that animation. Let me go back to the GFX. Let's take my logo. We can now time the animation, so, or auto clear basically. So let's say I have my own logo and I want it to disappear after 10 seconds. I can now do that. I can set it to any duration I would like. So if I now use that graphic, I just start the graphic, and then after 10 seconds, it will disappear without me having to do anything, which is great. It's a great addition. Very, very useful. Now let's talk about the timer, because it's got sound effects, which I'm not gonna let you listen to because I'm not sure what the volume is gonna be. Well, I suppose I could do it and adjust it while doing it. But you may have noticed this timer at the start screen of this live stream. I didn't put any sound effects on it, but I could, like the tick-tock. So let's try that. I'm gonna put that on now. If it's really loud, I'm gonna try and lower that as quickly as possible. Oh, it is really loud. Sorry. Sorry for the loud tick-tock. But anyway, you can do that and adjust the volume, obviously. It's nice that it's there. I'm probably not really going to use it, but if you need to, it's there, which is nice. Next one, that has to do with the Encode menu, which is in Settings. We can go to Encode. I'm going to pick Encode 2 because I'm currently using Encode 1. We can hit Add. And now, as a video source, we can also select multi-view as the source for the encoder, which is great. And we can now choose the audio source for the encoder, which is great. So let's say you use Encode 2 for recording to the device, so not the streaming, but the recording on device. You can select a different audio source, or you can select that you want to record the multi-view, or stream to YouTube, for example, and use Encoder 2 to send out an NDI stream simultaneously to, say, another encoder or another platform. You can choose to send a multi-view and a different or separate audio source to it, which is great, gives it more flexibility. Then there is support for USB tethering to a mobile phone to use your mobile internet from your phone with a wired connection to the Talent, so it can use its internet. There was already the option to connect to your phone's hotspot, but that's obviously wireless, and now you can do it tethered, so that's great. Flexibility. Then there is a screen color correction option, and let's switch to the overhead again. If we go into the menu and go to display, there is now the colors menu where you can choose custom, and here you can adjust the red, green and blue channel, which is great. It's a great addition, but what I would have liked to see is adjustments, that you can make adjustments to contrast and saturation. Because currently, in my opinion, this screen is a bit too saturated, in my opinion. Or it's a bit hard to see from the with the camera. Not sure how I can show that. I can't really. Should have thought about that. Anyway, in my opinion, it's a bit too saturated currently. So I hope that they will add that possibility in a future firmware update, that we can adjust saturation and possibly contrast. And the last addition that I want to highlight is that we can now add keyboard shortcuts on device. Previously, you had to do that via the web interface, which is, it's a great web interface, by the way. It works great, and it's easy to adjust things on the Talent via the web interface. It updates very quickly as well. You can also upload media through the web interface, which is great. But sometimes it would be nice if you could adjust or add keyboard shortcuts on the device itself. Well, now we can. So I'm going to switch to the Talent again and go into settings. And now we have the addition of the shortcuts menu. And here, this just works the same as in the web interface. You give it a name, you add a function or multiple functions. You can let it perform multiple actions with just one button, and then you find a key for it, and that's it. So that's great that it's now on device. The device is getting more and more standalone. It was already pretty self-contained, but for some things you still needed to use the web interface, like the shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. So it's great to see that on device. That's basically it for the Talent. I really enjoy streaming with the OBSBOT Talent. I think it's a great device. I'm also recording on it right now, simultaneously. And it works great. In a different video, I'll link to that up here or in the description, up here after the fact. I talked about using a cheap numeric keyboard as a switcher, and that works fantastically well, I have to say. It's very nice, very responsive. The Talent is very responsive. It just works great. I hope this video was useful to you. If so, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and maybe hit that notification bell. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.